Hi everyone, George here. So did you know that the credit score that you are probably looking at today is not the same score that mortgage lenders are going to be using when qualifying you for a home? That's right. The credit score they're going to be using is completely different than what the average person sees today. If that's of interest to you, please stay tuned. Welcome back. So if you love to learn how to invest in real estate and at the same time you want to build a phenomenal credit so you can buy real estate abroad, yes, overseas, or even here in the US, then this is your channel. Please take the time, watch this video, and if you really like it, please hit that like button and subscribe. So let's get right to it. Credit scores. Most people do not know this. So there are over 100 different types of credit scores. Yes, you heard me correctly. There are over 100 different types of credit scores. And in my years of helping people build their credit and even coaching them on how to invest in real estate, I have found that the average person does not know that little fact. And so what they do is they look at websites such as Credit Karma or some other free service that their banking officer may offer, or even their credit card companies may offer. And that is not necessarily a bad thing, but you want to be aware of exactly what the system is all about and what you're looking at. And so when it comes to credit, there's a lot of different things. This is why on this channel, I'm going to be sharing as much as I can on a consistent basis to bring you as much value as I can. Now, let's go into mortgage scores. So yes, you have actually something called mortgage scores. And these scores are specifically designed by FICO, the company that generates them, for mortgage companies. There are specific attributes that MyFico is using when they look at your credit report to generate these scores. And so these scores will be a little bit different in terms of their performance than other scores. So I want you to think about it in this way. Let's just say that you own a dealer shop, and it so happens that you also own the bank and you're going to be lending the money to companies or to people who are going to be buying vehicles. Do you care about how people or even companies have paid their bills for vehicles in the past? The answer is more than likely yes. You will care about that. And so what happens is FICO designs specific scores, scoring models for industries such as credit cards, such as automobiles, and mortgage companies. And these industries will vary and their models will vary based on specific data points that these models are looking at. And based on those data points and based on your own performance, they're going to generate these scores. And so yes, for mortgage companies, they have their own unique scores. And what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to share with you exactly where you can check this and even get educated on this specific score and how exactly it works. So before I go into that, I want to also share a few things. It so happens that Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, the top 3 major credit bureaus out there, use a slightly distinct score when they're actually looking at mortgages. So when your mortgage lender pulls your credit, they're actually pulling all 3. However, each score is slightly different. And I'm probably going to be doing a video going a little deeper into this because I think some people will be interested in knowing exactly what are some of these attributes that make up these scores. And so where exactly do you find these scores and how do you see it? How do you track it? And this is, by the way, something incredibly important. You want to track these scores way before you go in and you buy a house. So when I am coaching people on buying their first investment property, or even when they're going to buy a house they're going to live in, I actually always tell them, if you can do it as early as a year in advance, 6 months in advance, do this. I have people that I'm coaching, that I'm helping, that are actually going to be buying a house in a year or 2 from now, and some that are going to be buying their 3rd or 4th investment property. And I am actually helping them plan way in advance this stuff, and I teach them how to keep track of it because it's so important. You don't want to wait till the last minute when you're going to go buy that property to find out that something is wrong with the score. And so let's go right into exactly where you're going to be able to do this. All right, cool. So I am going to be sharing my screen, and the website that we are going to go to is called myfico.com. myfico.com. And here on this website is actually a pretty good website. I actually use it a lot. And this is where I actually even keep track of my own mortgage scores. And the beauty about this is they don't only give you your mortgage scores, they're actually going to give you a whole bunch of other scores in other industries, which is pretty cool. So if you are thinking about getting a vehicle in the future and you want to understand which score and models are more than likely going to be used, check the website out. Look at those scores. Credit card scores. You know, something interesting here. Not all banks may use the same score for credit cards. That's a distinct video, but just an FYI out there. And this platform will actually help you determine that. You won't know exactly which bank will be using which score, but I'll teach you in a separate video how exactly you can know that. Now, let's come back to mortgage scores. So what you want to do is you want to learn a little bit about this. And so what you go is you go into the educational tab there. And then on the left pane, here you're going to see a whole bunch of links. I love this. This is where actually when I'm coaching people, even in seminars and webinars, I bring them here. And I tell them, I want you to read through this, take some time, educate yourself on this. What is exactly a FICO score? What type of FICO scores are there? The new FICO score versions. FICO score versions. They even divide the stuff up for you and just read through it. And you will see the different type of scores out there. See, this is the one that we're talking about. Versions used in mortgage lending. These three are used in the lending industry. Now, can a bank use another typical score for mortgages? Sure, but if they're going to be FHA or VA or some type of government-backed related mortgage, they're more than likely going to be using one of these because the government is the one that enforces the type of models that they should be using. And so this is incredibly important to know. If you're going to be dealing with a government-backed loan, more than likely it's going to be one of these three. Now, there's another little secret here that most people do not know when they're buying their first house. And I want to make sure that I share this with you. So one of the things that a lot of people don't know is when the mortgage company pulls your credit, they're going to actually use what's called your middle mortgage score. And all that is they look at all three, right? They look at all three scores. And then what they do is they put aside, let's say, the top score, and then they put aside the lowest score, and the one that remains is the middle score. And that's the one that they're going to use. Typically also, if it's two or more people, they're going to use the person with the lowest score. These banks are into the risk mitigation business, so they will always go as conservative as they can. And many of these specific things that they're looking at when it comes to your mortgage ratios, your income, and a whole bunch of other things they're looking at, which we'll cover in separate videos, they're always going to go as conservative as they can. So you want to know from a credit standpoint or mortgage standpoint, the score, the platform that they're going to be looking at is MyFico, and they're going to be using your middle score. So if you found this video helpful, I hope that you can really find some value here. I hope that you can take some time, go onto the website, look at your mortgage score, and then come check us out again, because I am going to be posting exactly how to read the score, if there are any problems, how to fix it, the best ways to fix these mortgage scores, how to get the scores up within 30 days. You're going to hear a whole bunch of things. So if that's you and you are interested in then taking your credit to another level to invest in real estate, please stay tuned for the following weeks that are coming, because I'm going to be posting a whole bunch more videos. Take care. God bless you guys. Adios.